Americans have elected the 45th President of the United States.
See how one Tucson school is helping refugees adjust to their new life in America.
Plus, Tucson's most historic hotel honors the past. All these stories and more coming up next.
You're watching Arizona Cat's Eye.
Hello, and welcome to Arizona Cat's Eye, a news broadcast produced by the University of Arizona School of Journalism. I'm Madison Brodsky.
And I'm Brandon Mejia. We bring you stories from around southern Arizona.
Donald Trump has been elected the 45th President of the United States. After a long and rigorous campaign season, voters cast their ballots. Hillary Clinton becomes the 5th presidential candidate to win the popular vote, but lose the presidential election. And in President-elect Donald Trump's victory speech, he said he wants to unite the country.
Now it's time for America to bind the wounds of division. Have to get together. To all Republicans and Democrats and independents across this nation, I say it is time for us to come together as one united people.
Mr. Trump and President Obama met and say they're looking forward to a peaceful transfer of power.
Here in Arizona, voters said no for the second time to legalizing recreational marijuana. Arizona Cat's Eye reporter Stevie Katz has the story.
More than $10 million were raised in campaign contributions for the two sides, and it split many voters. 52% of voters rejected 205, while 48% were for it. Jim Woltbank is the pastor at St. Francis in the Foothills. He supported legalizing recreational use of marijuana because he says it's a drug like others that are legal in the U.S.
We've chosen to say that these are okay, but this is not, and it does have negative implications. I'm not trying to say that, but so do both tobacco and alcohol.
The use of medical marijuana remains legal in Arizona, which was approved in 2010. There are nearly 90,000 registered medical marijuana users in the state. Legalizing recreational marijuana was on the ballot in 5 states. Arizona, though, was the only one to reject it. For Arizona Cat's Eye, I'm Stevie Katz.
Another controversial proposition on the ballot, raising the minimum wage and offering paid sick leave. For more on that, we're joined by Samantha Stone.
Starting January 1st, minimum wage workers will begin making $2 more an hour and be guaranteed 1 hour of paid sick leave for every 30 hours worked.
Hey, it's all good.
18-year-old Jacob Flame is a dishwasher at KG's Westside Cafe. Right now, he makes $8.05 an hour. That's minimum wage. Flame dreams of going to culinary school, but knows it's expensive.
A minimum wage job solely is not enough to fund that. So that requires people to take on 2 or 3 jobs.
Flame may reach his goal a little sooner now that voters have approved Proposition 206. It will slowly increase minimum wage to $12 an hour by the year 2020. Sandy Lanes owns the restaurant The Fix and says her independently owned business could see some effects from this proposition.
It's going to potentially impact business. In order to cover those wage increases, things will have to change, either changes to the menu, increased prices. You might even see a reduction in staff as a result.
Nicole Perdue is an assistant manager at The Fix. She disagrees with her boss and says increasing the minimum wage improves quality of life.
I think if it wasn't passed, I just think it would kind of undermine all of the hard work that all of us regular average Joes do to begin with. Whether you flip burgers or whether you wash cars, everyone has that right to live comfortably.
Along with a raise to their wages, workers will earn 1 hour of paid sick leave for every 30 hours worked. For Arizona Cat's Eye, I'm Samantha Stone.
Here's a look at some other big races. Representative Martha McSally won re-election to Arizona's 2nd congressional district. Senator John McCain will be returning to Washington for his 6th term as Arizona Senator. And there will be some new sheriffs in town. Pima and Maricopa counties both elected new leaders. Republican Mark Napier will begin serving as Pima County Sheriff. He replaces Democrat Chris Nanos, and in Maricopa County, longtime Republican Sheriff Joe Arpaio lost to the Democrat Paul Penzone. Elected officials will assume office in January.
A local school is helping young refugees better their education. That's after the break.
Former Arizona Cat's Eye student Mackenzie Colson graduated from the School of Journalism in 2016. She is now a web producer and assignment editor for KGUN 9. She believes that the School of Journalism helped her in the workforce.
In the capstone class, you finally kind of get to wrap in everything you have learned in the journalism school. So I think I felt really well prepared when we ended up getting to that capstone. And I felt like we were able to do everything and just polish our skills at that point.
I'm Samantha Stone with Arizona Cat's Eye. Don't forget to check out our Facebook page for our latest stories.
Welcome back to Arizona Cat's Eye. A local school here in southern Arizona is helping hundreds of refugees from all over the world gain a better education.
For 5 days, here are the standings.
As early morning announcements fill the classroom in Miss Krenzer's English Learning Development class, students finish up their breakfast and look forward to a full day of learning.
Bye, everybody. Have a great day.
Each one of these kids carries a unique and special story with them to class every day. Fatima Al-Muhammad's journey as a Syrian refugee began 1 year ago.
I was in Syria, and I was next to go to Jordan, and I come to here.
We're just going to do 3 times 98. How many of you think you can do that?
Fatima and her classmates are all immigrants. They're doing more than just learning here. They're also teaching.
They just offer a different perspective on life. You know, they are so happy to be here. You give them a pencil, they'll have it until it's that big.
With over 700 students here at Prince Elementary, many of these students traveled a long way to get here. This map shows exactly the path that they took and where they came from. From places like the Congo, Nepal, and even south of the border in Mexico, these kids are in pre-immersion classes where they learn the basics, from their ABCs to using the restroom, even the shower and sink. Miss Krenzer and Miss Cummins specialize in an intermediate level course teaching language and math. It is the final transition before going into mainstream classrooms.
I plan the same things for all the students. Sometimes we'll do stuff at a 3rd grade level, sometimes we'll do stuff at 4th grade, 5th grade. It's kind of all over the place.
This isn't Fatima's first time in school. She became familiar with English in Syria and in Jordan.
It's good like the Jordan, but it's not like here. It's my favorite thing is a math.
This 11-year-old dreams of one day becoming a judge. Their teacher, Miss Krenzer, has been teaching refugee students for 5 years.
But to these people, it's like a gift, you know. To these kids, they're like, this is something I've been given, I can't waste it, you know.
111, 111.
While student teacher Miss Cummings someday hopes to have a classroom like this of her very own.
So just to see where they come from and what they live in, and then have them come to school and just be trying so hard every day and wanting to learn and wanting to get better at English, that's why I do what I do.
One child at a time, it's how these teachers are making a difference in the world. For Arizona Cat's Eye, I'm Brandon Mejia.
A project at the University of Arizona is helping first-generation students graduate from college. Arizona Cat's Eye reporter Karen Cruz-Orduna picks up the story from here.
Students from the University of Arizona will have a new project geared towards first-generation Hispanic students. At Sunnyside Unified School District, 40% of high school boys graduate. Graduate assistant Manuel Duarte has created a new project that he hopes will change the dropout rate. It's called Project Brotherhood. This program will bring together multicultural fraternities to visit high schools and motivate the Hispanic boys to graduate.
You can see the actual fruits of what happens when you take the time to mentor students who might not have someone who is in their lives who they can look up to, who's not just a man, but someone who's been there before, someone who is there right now.
Duarte says Project Brotherhood could change lives by improving high school graduation rates. It sets a foot in the door to college. For Arizona Cat's Eye, I'm Karen Cruz-Orduna.
Arizona ranks as one of the lowest states in the country when it comes to state funding. Here in Tucson, at the largest school district, some teachers pay for their students' supplies. Arizona Cat's Eye reporter Brian Danzinger is at the TUSD headquarters with more.
The Tucson Unified School District's operational budget is $600 million per year. The district spends about $4,000 to educate each student.
So obviously, we would like to at least see double the amount that we have per student to be able to offer a lot of the programs that we rely on outside funding sources for, programs that will keep kids in school.
TUSD has 48,000 students enrolled in nearly 90 schools. The chief financial officer says the district needs more money for students to receive a better education. While other states provide an average of 44% of their state funding to education, Arizona gives 27%. For Arizona Cat's Eye, I'm Brian Danziger.
A program at the University of Arizona is gaining ground, with about 100 people attending these events. The goal is to educate students about queer sex, information that's not offered in Arizona schools. Arizona Cat's Eye reporter Maritza Dominguez has more.
Inside this room at the UA, people are learning about things you wouldn't normally hear about in a classroom. Student intern of the Pride Alliance, Nikki Mustard, is one of them. She's from Illinois, but her high school didn't offer queer inclusive sex ed, so she's here getting the information she needs.
And they spend their time, and you get to ask these questions without judgment and knowing that you're going to be getting like medically and like ethically accurate answers. It's just a really amazing event that goes on, and I think I can learn from it, and I want to support the event because I think other people can learn from it too.
Senior Health Education Specialist Maureen Dury from the Southern Arizona AIDS Foundation spoke with students.
I think the goal of today's event was to educate people who maybe didn't have an opportunity to have sex education in high school, have gotten to college, have a lot of questions that need answered.
People here say events like this one make a difference for the queer population because most high schools don't teach students queer inclusive sex ed.
According to Arizona state law, no school district can include in its course of study methods of homosexual sex. Here's what one student has to say about that.
But they're told by their institution that it is wrong and that you shouldn't do it anyways. It doesn't feel good.
Arizona is one of 8 states in the U.S. that has a law forbidding teaching anything about gay sex ed. The laws are called No Promo Homo laws, which states, in part, no school can promote a homosexual lifestyle or show it as a positive alternative.
I think that because we're not able to give youth information, they choose to have sex in ways that are unsafe because they don't know how to have safe sex.
It's education and a curiosity I need the U of A is meeting in this room. For Arizona Cat's Eye, I'm Marita Dominguez.
Inside the life of a man living with dementia.
Coming up next, we're headed to Green Valley for One Family Story.
Former Arizona Cat's Eye student Lexi Suter graduated from the School of Journalism in 2012. She is now a reporter for NBC affiliate in Kansas City.
For anybody coming into this field, I would just say be flexible, be prepared to work hard, but I think that if you do that and you have goals and you just aim for them, you can achieve what you want. So don't get scared out of it. If you're passionate about journalism, absolutely do it.
I'm Madison Brodsky, and you're watching Arizona Cat's Eye. Welcome back. In Arizona, there are 130,000 people living with dementia. A person's chance of getting diagnosed with the illness doubles every 5 years once they turn 65.
What's my name? I'm your gal, right? You're my gal.
This is Earl Wood, a retired engineer from Arkansas. His partner of 15 years, Mammy May, says Earl is a light-hearted and loving gentleman. He's also a 90-year-old man living with dementia.
I'm going to try not to cry because I've sobbed my heart out now for the last 2 years.
Earl was diagnosed with prostate cancer and developed sepsis, a life-threatening infection, in 2010. Spirits were high when he defeated cancer, only to have dementia slow him down.
He always read the newspaper from front to back, and now he looks at the headlines and usually reads them to me, I don't know, dozens of times a day, and you just realize that he no longer lives in your world, and you have to figure out how to live in his world.
Dementia is a disease in the brain that causes problems with thinking, memory, and behavior. According to the Alzheimer's Association, it can affect family members the most.
It's definitely very useful to be able to connect with those who are going through the same journey and share experiences and pour your heart out to another family that understands exactly what you're going through.
As of 2016, dementia is the 6th leading cause of death in the United States because 1 in 3 seniors have been affected by it. Arizona currently has the 7th highest Alzheimer's death rate in America. Memory loss is one of the most devastating phases of the disease because researchers say a patient's brain forgets how to stay alive. Mammy helps Earl choose an outfit, shower, and feeds him. The daily roller coaster reminds her that dementia is the long goodbye to the man she loves most. For Arizona Cat's Eye, I'm Madison Brodsky.
The Zika virus in Arizona. As of November, the health department has reported more than 50 cases, concerning for a lot of people, especially pregnant women. If a mother is infected with the Zika virus, Zika can cause birth defects to the child.
I was really wary of having any sort of flu symptom, like even a sniffle. I'm like, oh no.
Epidemiologists from the University of Arizona are testing the mosquitoes in Tucson. As part of their research, they created an app called Kindega to allow users to report mosquito activity and detect outbreaks.
In other health news, hundreds of people marched in the streets to raise money for Southern Arizona AIDS Foundation. It's reported that more than 1 million AIDS patients died last year worldwide. Arizona Cat's Eye reporter Maritza Dominguez shows us how Arizona is supporting research.
Hey Carl, how's it going? It's John.
20 years ago, John Jackson was 34 years old when he learned he was HIV positive. In 2003, he decided to work with Southern Arizona AIDS Foundation as a peer counselor. He finds treatment options for his clients and offers emotional support.
The whole idea of a peer counselor was to be able to directly connect with the clients that you're going to be serving, and you understand exactly what they're going through.
HIV stands for Human Immunodeficiency Virus, which weakens the immune system. AIDS is the last stage of the HIV infection.
Hey.
SAFE services about 1,300 people in the Tucson community. In order to be able to help the community, SAFE hosts fundraising events like the AIDS Walk.
It's our largest community fundraising event, and this marks our 28th year of AIDS Walk in Tucson.
Hundreds of people came out to the event to walk and donate to the cause. Funds raised by Southern Arizona AIDS Foundation will go to help support those who are afflicted by HIV or AIDS. So far, they have raised $130,000 with a goal of $150,000.
I came out to support my friends who have gone before us, who have died because of this nefarious disease, and in support of those living still with HIV.
Let's Whip Stigma was repeatedly said throughout the event. Many of Jackson's clients have told him of situations where they've been stigmatized because of their HIV infection.
It's really heartbreaking because somebody doesn't, in their family or whatever, didn't take the time to just read about what is risky and what is not. They just go by these preconceived notions from who knows when.
For Jackson, the AIDS Walk is a way to lessen the stigma while also honoring those who have lost their lives to HIV and AIDS. For Arizona Cat's Eye, I'm Maritza Dominguez.
The benefits of yoga are far-reaching. The College of Nursing at the University of Arizona holds beginner yoga classes of all kinds to help people cope with what they are feeling. This specific therapeutic yoga class helps participants with depression and anxiety.
It has helped me throughout my lifetime. I would say my anxiety goes in spurts depending on what's going on in my life. So, and I've learned more and more about it through yoga as I've gone on.
Therapeutic yoga helps a patient achieve a mind-body balance, increasing their brainwave activity. It is practiced by individuals of all ages, sizes, cultures, and beliefs.
Don't pick up that remote. Coming up, we are getting to take an inside look at the Tucson Convention Center's renovations.
Former Arizona Cat's Eye student Seth Pines graduated from the School of Journalism in 2016. He is now a web producer and an assignment editor for KGUN 9. He gives credit to one of his beloved professors for all he has learned.
I'd say the journalism program at the U of A is very diverse. There's a lot of different areas you can get involved in. For me, I really enjoyed the broadcasting classes, especially with Rogelio. He was the man. But you really cover all your bases with writing, editing, shooting video. I mean, you cover it all.
I'm Ryan Lopez, and you can catch all your sports updates from Arizona Cat's Eye. Welcome back. I'm Ryan Lopez with your sports report. 20 years following the first and only basketball national championship, the Arizona Wildcats are back in action, and the U of A men's basketball team will be entering this season aiming for a deep postseason run once again. Arizona basketball started off this season ranked 10th in the country. Off to a rough start for the Wildcats, injuries and bench players challenged the team. Arizona won the first 2 exhibition games, even relying on bench depth for some games.
We have a lot of new faces that are going to only get better from this point on. That's the thing about a college basketball program. Everybody who's a part of what we do is important, and especially in our current situation.
A lot of Arizona fans are hoping the team makes a deep run in the Big Dance for another chance at the national championship. This year, it'll be held in Phoenix. Hockey returns to the Old Pueblo. The Tucson Convention Center underwent renovations and is now the new home to the U of A IceCats and the AHL Tucson Roadrunners. The teams are sharing the arena. Arizona Cat's Eye reporter Brandon Mejia takes us inside the convention center for more.
With the final touches coming together here in the Tucson Convention Center, the IceCats and the Tucson Roadrunners, a new AHL team, will have a new atmosphere come game time. The 29,000 square foot facility will be occupied by both teams during their seasons that begin in October and play all the way through April.
To me, the players being able to see the preparation these guys put in and how they carry themselves on a day-to-day, I'm hoping that rubs off on our guys a little bit.
U of A hockey captain Dylan Carter says the upgrade came at the right time and how he is excited to see what the Roadrunners are going to bring to Tucson.
The locker rooms are kind of run down. They were old, and some water was seeping in, so there wasn't the best environment.
For the Roadrunners and the Wildcats, new locker rooms and other renovations are in store for them. But even like this here, the press boxes that have been newly added to the 2CC bring a new atmosphere for game time come October. The $3.7 million renovation will have 30 stalls inside the locker rooms, new bathrooms as well as offices, and a weight room that the U of A hockey team will have access to as well.
It's really a labor of love for these guys, and that's why being able to get them a partnership with the Roadrunners is so important. The goal is to build a hockey base in Tucson.
The Roadrunners aren't Tucson's first NHL affiliate, but certainly help build the game of hockey here in Tucson.
It's not necessarily a competition between the two of us as much as we can feed off each other and help grow the game of hockey.
The two programs have to work together and gain the respect of both Tucson fans.
Both teams start their seasons in October and look to shine a brighter light on the hockey community here in southern Arizona. For Arizona Cat's Eye, I'm Brandon Mejia.
With the new renovations and resources in place, the IceCats are looking to carry last year's momentum into this season. Returning captain Dylan Carter and head coach Chad Berman are both optimistic about this season. Expecting to be a top 10 team, Berman says the size, speed, and skill of the team could bring a national championship in the upcoming seasons. The IceCats will continue the regular season through March. You can catch the remaining home games at the Tucson Convention Center. The U of A football program honored Pearl Harbor survivors during the game against the Hawaii Warriors. JB Coronado takes us to Arizona Stadium for more.
The U of A football team wore unique uniforms earlier this season against the Hawaii Warriors, commemorating more than 1,000 lives lost when the USS Arizona was sunk in Pearl Harbor by an attack by Japanese armed forces.
During halftime, a group of World War II veterans were escorted by members of the university's ROTC program and stood along with other vets as they were honored for their services. Amongst the veterans that were honored, only one sported the same tribute jersey as the Wildcats, 95-year-old Lauren Bruner. Bruner was on the USS Arizona during the Pearl Harbor attacks and earned a Purple Heart in the line of duty. Bruner waved to the Arizona crowd and received a standing ovation for his services. For Arizona Cat's Eye, I'm JB Coronado.
What a special tribute by the Wildcats. Coming up, we will get to learn about some of the fun fall festivals in Tucson.
We bring you stories from the University of Arizona.
All the latest stories from Pima County.
And from all over southern Arizona.
I'm Brandon Mejia, and we thank you for choosing Arizona Cat's Eye for your news source.
Welcome back. 15 artists showed off their masterpieces in Monsoon Collective's first art exhibit. The talented artists showcased different mediums from installations to paintings. Monsoon Collective wants the exhibition to be a safe place for artists to collaborate and express themselves. Richard Grogowski has displayed his artwork at various venues, and he says this is the first gallery that wasn't competitive.
I love the eclectic feel of it all. I love that everybody gets a chance to make art, and I love that art is a part of the artistic community rather than just galleries taking charge and making it work for their benefit.
The pop-up show also includes a youth exhibition called Children of the Desert to showcase the next generation of local artists.
Arizona families embrace the warm weather this fall season by exploring corn mazes and picking out pumpkins. Arizona Cat's Eye reporter Ryan Lopez takes us west to the city of 3 Points for more.
Noah Holt is a 14-month-old boy in a family of 4. At his first ever pumpkin festival on the Buckaloo farm, Noah tackles the toughest task, climbing to the top of a dirt mound. Struggling to reach the top, his mom, Heather, guides little Noah up the mound. The hard work pays off.
Get all the energy out they can, fun, seeing new things. It's out in the wild for the kids, you know. Boys will be boys.
Nick Buckaloo's family has owned this farm since 1956. Nick is the third of 4 generations of the Buckaloo family. For Nick, pumpkin season is about more than fun. It's farming and teaching kids a little something he and his family have done since the 1920s.
Kids don't realize where food comes from. They think it comes from the grocery store. So it's nice to see them out in the field and actually picking a pumpkin that comes right off the vine, and they can relate to how agriculture actually feeds the world.
In its 28th year running, the Buckaloo Pumpkin Patch has been a place for families to really get an experience of what the fall season truly has to offer.
Everybody's so happy here, you know, it's just fantastic. You know, you hear a lot of comments like that. And they love going out in the field with nature and that, you know, especially families who've never done it. It's a pretty neat thing to do.
For Noah and his mom, this pumpkin patch kicks off fall fun. And though this toddler may not remember his first pumpkin patch, this was more than just a day at the farm.
Happiness. As long as we can get them out of the house and they see new things, you know, that's all that matters. They're just kids. They just want to go everywhere and see everything.
The Buckaloo Farm Pumpkin Patch connects families, and it's a continuation of farming tradition for the Buckaloo family. For Arizona Cat's Eye, I'm Ryan Lopez.
And staying in the fall spirit, All Souls Procession has been celebrated in the Tucson streets since 1990. The event kicked off at Hotel Congress, the starting point for the annual parade. The party included live entertainment, photo booths, and face painters. People from all over the world visit for the Tucson celebration.
Tucson has so much to offer, and for us, every time we come here, because we have family here, we're always experiencing something new.
If you'd like more information on any of these stories, please follow us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
That's the latest edition of Arizona Cat's Eye, a news broadcast produced by students at the University of Arizona School of Journalism. Thank you for watching, and we'll catch you next time.